In my network marketing career, I went from struggling, losing money for 5 years to becoming one of the highest income earners in the world and producing more than $22 billion worth of revenue for my team and my clients. I'm Randy Gage, and this is the Duplication Nation MLM Pod. Hey, did you read one of those books or listen to one of those gurus or buy their e-course where they told you you got to have one approach for Gen X and another one for Gen Z and another one for the boomers? If you're doing that, stop it. Hey, welcome back. We're going to talk about the 7 universal needs of your candidates this episode. And I want to start with the bad premise that's out there that I alluded to in the opening. I knew a guy once. He had a binder just filled with scripts, and so when he sponsored somebody, he'd give them this copies of this binder, and he said, here's the script you use for somebody who you work for. Here's the script you use for somebody that works for you. Here's what you use for men. Here's what you use for women. I mean, I'm seeing this today, these gurus, people who've never actually built a business, or they built it back in the Bush administration. They're giving this advice on like, okay, and this is the approach for boomers, and this is the approach for millennials, and understand something. What works is what's going to be duplicable for the most people. So to do that effectively, in order for you to enroll the optimal number of people, you want to use universal themes, which means we're going to help solve the universal needs of your candidates. Because there are some basic human things that it doesn't matter if you live in Lebanon or Liverpool, if you live in Madison or Madrid, if you're 64 years old or you're 24 years old, there are some certain universal needs and desires and wants that we have as this species we call human. So there's 7 needs that I believe need to be addressed in every presentation. So if I've ever consulted with your company or built out a recruiting video or PowerPoint deck for your company, I promise you all 7 of these are addressed in there. If I haven't created that for you, that means you got to do that yourself, you or your company or your leadership team. So here's my coaching on how to do that. And because understand something, the role of your presentation isn't to sponsor everybody. It's just not. Why? Because we have a philosophy that holds true in this space, which is network marketing is perfect for everybody, but everybody's not perfect for network marketing. There are, it takes 10 or 12 hours a week, 15 hours a week to do the business at an effective level. There are millions of people, they're not willing to do that. They have 7, 8, 9 hours a day outside of their work, and it's dedicated to doom scrolling on social media, watching videos online, and watching television. And they're not willing to do what it takes. So don't think your presentation is the perfect presentation is going to sign up those people. Those people shouldn't be signed up. Those are the people who are going to just cause you drama and trauma and agina their whole time you work with them, and then they're going to drop out anyway. So the goal of an effective presentation is to sign up the qualified candidates. And that's what the outcome we're going to be looking for here is. So let's dive into these universal needs and how we need to address them in the presentation. Number 1 is security. all human beings everywhere in the world, they want security, right? If you're in Beirut, maybe your idea of security is having an AK-47 next to the door. If you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, maybe your idea of security is having 100 grand in the bank. Either way, in any case, we all want security. So one of the things we want to get across in our presentations is that we can create security in this business. And we create it by building an ongoing residual income, a vested income, meaning you've got enough customers, your people have enough customers, your people are building, you've developed some leaders, the leaders are developing leaders. So that income, we know it's going to continue to maintain, even grow, even if you unplug from the process. So that's security. The second item on the list is freedom. This is the extension of security, because first you've got to have security. So we can talk about Lambos and Ferraris and Bentley Continentals and rah-rah and hype. If people don't feel secure, none of that's going to mean anything. But if we've made clear that we can help them achieve security, then it allows us to go to the next step, which is to let them know they can get freedom, financial freedom, freedom of choice. Because what we do at the ultimate level in this profession is we give people better choices. Better choices, what kind of car they can buy, what kind of home they can live in, what kind of neighborhood they can raise their kids in, what kind of school they can send their kids to. There are options for going on vacation. There are options for charitable giving and volunteering and all of those things. It's all about better choices. And that comes from freedom, in particular, financial freedom. Number 3, proof. When they look at your presentation, they're looking for proof. That's 2 ways we provide that: case studies or examples and testimonials. Because what they're really, the thing that's really going to anchor their belief in this is social proof. Seth Godin likes to use the expression, people like us do things like this. That's very relevant in our business, right? So somebody comes to your presentation, if they're a hairstylist and they hear a testimonial from a hairstylist, boom, they're like, wow, this must be a great business for hairstylists. If they're a long haul truck driver and they hear a testimonial from a truck driver, wow, this must be. If they're Jewish and there's somebody who's Jewish doing a testimonial. If they're a senior citizen and they're a senior citizen in the group. If they're a college student and there's a college student in the group. So make sure when you set up your testimonials that every single candidate in the room, whether in person or online, will see somebody like them, someone they can relate to. So maybe the job is different, maybe the religion is different, but the gender is the same, the age demo is the same. So they're like, okay, people like me do things like this. Number 4 is support. Once we've done the other stuff right, people are really thinking, wow, this is a cool business. Wow, I can create residual income. Wow, I can unleash the power of leverage. Man, I could win that trip, or I could get that bonus car, or whatever the particular perks and incentives are in your plan. But the question that's going to be in their mind is, am I going to be able to do this? And are they going to help me do it? And this is where you talk about your marketing tools. This is where you talk about your training tools. This is where you talk about your duplicable system, your candidate pathway. All of those components of a duplicable system that I talk about in my Direct Selling Success book, That's the stuff you want to stress and get across at this part, because that's answers the question, am I going to be able to do this? And are they going to help me do it? Number 5 is a sense of community. This is one of the deep, deep psychological needs that people have, to become part of something bigger than themselves. So I want you to think about, what is the mission of your company or the mission of your team? What is the goal you guys are doing to help people? What is that bigger picture? The empowerment that we offer young people and impoverished people and low educated people and people who just don't get a lot of breaks in the other part of the business world, the entrepreneurial world. We have stuff for those people to be part of a community to do something bigger than themselves. And that's a very powerful thing. Number 6 is simple enough: success. People want success. They want to know, hey, can I earn that car? Will I win that trip? Can I make money with this thing? Am I going to develop status with this? Will my friends and family, the people I care about, will they see what I do in this and be happy for me and aspire to do what I've done or aspire to do what I'm doing? They're looking for success. And our responsibility is to model that behavior, model that success, so it comes across in the presentations. And then finally, number 7, and as you get older, you'll appreciate this more and more and more. At my stage of the game, I can tell you it's all about number 7, which is significance. Right? I got the money thing out of the way. You're going to be talking to other people who have the money thing out of the way. Right? I've recruited people who make $400,000 a year. I've recruited people who are multimillionaires, and I've sponsored them into the business. And they didn't do it because they wanted to make an extra $500 a week or even $1,000 a week. That's a rounding error for them. They're spending that much on day spa and massage every week or whatever the case may be. You know why they joined our business, our profession, my team? Because I showed them they can have significance. That not only can they be successful in this business and create a residual income and live a dream lifestyle, have security, have freedom, be able to make better choices, but más importante, that they can empower other people to reach those goals, to have that kind of success. They want to know that, hey, when it's all said and done and they go to that big opportunity meeting in the sky, that because they were here, because they spent time on earth, because they spent part of their blood, sweat, and tears in your company, that it made a difference. That they slightly altered the trajectory of the universe, even if it was only by 2 millimeters, but knowing that the world is a better place because they were here. That's significance. That's what we do. That's what we offer. And that's why I do this podcast for you. I want to go to bed tonight knowing that this little podcast I put together for you made a difference for you, to help empower you. And then you're going to go out and empower other people who are going to empower other people who are going to empower other people. And we're going to start a vicious cycle of incredible empowerment. Hey, do me a favor before you go. Please rate this podcast and then share it with people you know who could benefit from the business building advice here. And then if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're on one of the other platforms that allow comments, please get down below, give us a shout out to the community in the comments section. Thanks.